Doing charts
All right,
now.
man.
We're in
Well,
Chartlandia.
I before while you were doing the whole news thing, I had all these like lines up on where we're testing the support and stuff, and it just destroyed it. Look at this dumpage that's happening right now. It's like right when New York opened, just dumpage, man. I mean, look at this. This is Bitcoin right now. It's on the 24 minutes. Let's step back. Let's step back and figure out what are we looking at here. Now we're definitely in this wedge, right? We've been in this ridiculous yeah, range here. I'm not Now let's just make a line here, all right? So this looks pretty bearish, right? You don't want to see a wedge like this. Now we wicked down below it before a few days ago. Just kidding, like more like over a week ago. But we've been testing this level several times, and levels can only be tested so many times before they just break right through. You know what I mean? You can't. The levels just usually can't hold on forever. So this looks pretty bearish, and we have these giant wicks that I'm just prices like to fill wicks like that, especially wicks like that on a daily chart here. They like to be filled. Okay. So um I'm looking at lower prices right now. This was not this red this morning, but man, oh man, this is everything in my books is red. But yeah, I mean it looks like another short day, everyone. Remember yesterday I was like, all right, we're hitting these top resistance levels. Let's likely go short. And yesterday was a great short day. Today it's looking like another short day. Here's our 4-hour charts. Let's see how it's responding with the 50 EMA. Looks like we did challenge it pretty decently, right, yesterday, and rejected off the 50 MA, and we're coming back down. Now, the thing that you got, one thing, no, those aren't really higher highs. Just kidding. I thought maybe for a second it was, and it's not. So, no hope. Sorry, everyone. It's going down. No hopium. It's
No.
just get
Oh,
your
yeah.
shorts on. Get your
Oh,
shorts on,
man.
guys. It's
Well, at least the
um
weather's getting nicer, so.
not where I live. It's
Except for where
still
you are, yeah. Except for your
except for where I am.
freak
It's still
snowstorms.
pretty shardy. Here, okay, so let's take a look at the 1 hour. Let's go down deeper to see, is it? Are we really going down? And yeah, I mean, so like we saw it. The price really tried on the 1 hour, right? Broke through the 50 EMA level, retested it, and I'm sure this kind of convinced a lot of people, like, hey, we could be seeing some nice movement upwards. Trapped a few traders here, bring the price down. And remember these vector candles, right? Vector candles represent market makers. Essentially, if it's a vector candle, market makers are likely going long, right? If it's a green vector candle, market makers are likely going short. And the reason for that is because when you see a big red candle, traders think, retail traders think, wow, that is a seller's market. People are selling like crazy. But in reality, that is a buyer's market because if somebody is selling it, someone's got to be buying it. All right. And whoever's buying it, you got to be thinking about that. And when you see these big movements with these vector candle zones, usually, they like to be filled. So here we had a nice vector candle created a few days ago. Price comes up and fills that zone. Now we have some vector candle zones up here, right? From this candle. This was from yesterday, but I'm not convinced we're going to fill that today. We could be wanting to chase these vector zones down here that were sent here since the 12th of May, right? That this 12th of May is interesting because on a lot of different charts, that these levels here look like they're getting tested now or they're about to get tested. Um, so that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Bitcoin could be coming down to that level. We the 50 EMA. Look on the 1 hour, it so tried to get above the 200 EMA and get us to all kind of get a nice little bullish feeling going on, get some hopium, but just couldn't do it. It couldn't do it here on the 1 hour. So it rejected off of it and we're going down. And I mean, I don't see like divergences necessarily happening here. But it just looks like a strong downward trend. So I'm expecting lower prices today. Um, and it's okay. So that's Bitcoin. Okay. Let's go look at what ETH. Should we try ETH? ETH is down a bit more than Bitcoin. Usually, right? It's like ETH is always just a little, the percentage wise is always a little bit more. But still, if we go back to the daily, guys, remember ETH is that compared to Bitcoin, still has these, it's still supporting last year's lows, right? Or last year's, a year from now, right? I guess that was last year's lows. I guess, sure, I'll call it that. I don't even know if that's true or not. But it was after the giant crash last year in May. Well, I'm just like, wasn't it lower down? No, that was last year's lows. We'll call it last year's lows. I think that's pretty comfortable to say. No, it wasn't. Last year's lows was actually down here in the February zones, but it was close. Okay, so it came down, tested the strong level of support here, came down. We're testing it now, but I mean, we still haven't broke through. Unlike Bitcoin, right? It's broken down below those levels. Definitely testing that level here. So it's yeah, I mean the ETH just looks like it could maybe keep that support. I'm kind of crossing my dangles here to hope that Ethereum can
Keep your
hold that
fingers crossed.
support. But Bitcoin, I'm pretty much in like, nah, dude, it's going down again. Yesterday's episode, I kind of went down like, how low do we think we're gonna be going and stuff. I'm not gonna go deep into that this episode again, but yeah, I mean, this just kind of goes with the plan, man. It doesn't look too good. I mean, especially with the daily, look on the Kimono wave here. The Kimono wave, we're starting to get a red overbought signal. All right. So the Kimono wave, which is our awesome indicator made by Freeman here, and it's better than Market Cipher. Okay, we made it to make it better than Market Cipher and free because Market Cipher charges a ridiculously stupid amount for an indicator that is free. So save your
Well,
money on Market Cipher,
I
guys. Use the
hear
Kimono wave
Matt's
or use Fu
Matt's
Manchu. Just use
Matt's
Fu
blood
Manchu.
pressure is elevating. I
All
can
respect,
hear it in his
to
voice.
Crypto Face. He's an absolutely amazing trader, and he's made a great, amazing product and business and everything. It's just if you're getting into trading, don't shill out thousands of dollars for an indicator. Use the free
Yeah,
ones that are just right off the shelf.
use
It's
that for
it's really
liquidity.
exactly. So it's yeah. Anyway, so let's move on.
Not
Enough
financial
shilling for the
advice.
Kimono Wave. Now, the only token, again, that is really performing well, I keep coming back to it, XMR, man. It was doing well. This morning it was up 5%. So it's definitely doing some retracing. And yesterday, right? Yesterday I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I expect the price to come up here and test the 50 MA. That's exactly what it did. And now we could be seeing a rejection off of it, right? We had this wick up here, and now we could be seeing definitely kind of a rejection off, and so we could be seeing some cooling off for XMR. Here on a daily too, on the Kimono wave, we have this red trend line. So I mean, when you see these kind of pumps in red trend lines and red trends, it's basically saying, hey, this might not be the greatest pump. Could just be a leg up, and then we'll get another slide down. So XMR could be exhausted from this upward momentum, but keep an eye on it. I mean, on the daily, nothing really on the Kimono wave really says that. We have pointing up RSI green wave, nice and thick and moving up. But if we go to the lower time frames, that's where we'll really see what's kind of happening here. It's really starting trying to, so 50 EMA real quick. First, I see 50 EMA is below the 200 EMA. So that right off the bat says, kind of bearish, right? Looking
Yeah,
for mostly shorts. And,
still bearish
we
trend.
have price moving away, 50 EMA, returning to it, moving away. Then we break above the 50 MA, come down, test it, bounce off of it, come down, test it, and we're kind of let's zoom in and see how we're doing here on the 4 hour. Um, I mean, we did get a nice bounce, but look, I mean, we do have we're in a red momentum wave on the kimono. So I mean, I would like to actually see before we start seeing a trend move downward from XMR is some bearish divergences. Okay, so what I'm looking for is likely right. I want to see the wave come down, and then hey, maybe we get a little pop, and then we come down again. I would like to see like if we could get some whoa, geez, that got all messed up, huh? I would like to see higher prices, right? Let's have this come up. Maybe claim this vector candle zones that are up here, right? Those market makers took longs over here, and so they're going to want to be taking their profits. So we could see the price, probably come up, maybe come up here. Okay. And then, and this can happen, it's not like this is going to happen in the next few hours or anything, right? This can happen, be drawn out throughout the day, through tomorrow kind of thing. Um, it, the wave, right? This kimono, yeah, because this is the 4 hour. So, um, I could see the wave comes down, maybe it comes down pretty deep, comes up, and then we get right, we see this, we get up here, we get an blah, 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 I can't speak right now. An overbought signal. So momentum's going down, price going up. That would be a nice bearish divergence that you would want to be seeing. That says, hey, yeah, the trend is this. This is done. We're going to be going down to lower prices. Um, let's see if we see any divergences on the lower time frames here on XMR. No, not yet. I don't see
Yeah, not
anything
really.
quite yet. So right now we're really just kind of creating a wedge. So we'll keep an eye on XMR, but those are some patterns that I'd be looking out for before I like start shorting it. I'd kind of want to see some divergence just because it has been the only token for a while now that has been doing well. And oh, dude, like Ape, let's look at Ape. Oh my gosh, it's just tanked. In this little, I joined this Twitter
Almost two
chat group.
$5 entry, bud.
Yeah, this Twitter chat group. We are all talking about Ape this morning, and I was like, "Yeah, Ape's probably going to go to $5 and whatnot." And look at this. I mean, I guess yeah. I thought it would go down, but not like this fast. But that's how Ape moves, man. Ape is just like, hey, you know what? We're going to move either 5% or 10%. We don't go little though. I mean, look. I mean, it just got rejected here off of the 4 hour 50 EMA. Yeah, now it looks like the price just wants to separate. Let's go deep. Deep. Let's go deep. Um, let's check out. See, it really was treating this EMA. I can't remember which EMA this one is. It could be even like the 5 EMA. Like it's low on here. But it's been treating this one as resistance here for a few days, which is not, you really don't want to see this being treated as resistance. That's really bearish. So yeah, guys, look, vector candle zones right here. I mean, could we get just a giant candle today that takes it down to $5? You betcha. You betcha we could. Are we? I don't know, man. I don't know. But we could. So yeah, I'm looking Ape is gonna be coming back down, and I was like, yes, I want to see it in the 5 and lower, to probably start accumulating. And I mean, Ape is one of those tokens that we're not gonna probably see it move until we start seeing some more utility and more news coming out of Yuga Labs. Like Ape is kind of really dependent on that. Um, kind of like XMR is really dependent on privacy and security and things like that. So it has its own utility, kind of separate from just being a token on futures, right? Um, so yeah, really interesting. Ape
The
tanking right
shit
now. That
coins
might,
of shit coins.
yeah.
Love to see it.
So
Uh,
yeah, the shit coins are shit coins. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's our biggest loser today. Ape is our biggest loser, and I've been really having some fun trading Ape. lately. So, um,
See how Ape
I
is
kind
down when they released a trailer of an ape running around in a game.
I think that was a few days ago, and I think there was like a pop on that. I think we did see a small
Maybe
pop,
something.
and then it just done. Just that's just not enough, I guess. Yeah, I
It's
think.
one of those coins where it runs on rumors and news. It runs on the official Ape Twitter account. If you just maybe set up a bot that just traded
I
Ape
mean,
based on bored Ape tweets, probably
I
be
think the big question I'm asking
profitable.
myself is: are we going to go lower than this level of resistance here? Right? What is that? Five? Yeah, basically $5. Um, and I would bet yes. I mean, look on the daily here, right? I mean, see, okay, again, I just want to point this out. The kimono wave doesn't tell you how much price is going to increase or increase at all. Okay. The kimono wave is just telling you where the momentum is. It's either selling momentum or buying momentum. Okay. And here we just range in this area while we had this green wave. Okay. And the price didn't move anywhere, didn't go anywhere. But you have to use other indicators, right? To me, I'd say I'm only shorting around ape at this time. Why? Well, I mean, you could do several different reasons why. I mean, that's all up to you and your strategy. But for me, I use moving averages. If the 50 MA is below the 200 EMA, I'm
Yep.
likely shorting, right? If like there's just so many different ways you could do it, but it just also depends on what time frame you're writing this chart at. But yeah, I usually use like 50 MAs to really say, yo, this is likely a better opportunity to short long kind of thing. um and then from there I use kimono wave for my entries, right? So it's yeah, I wouldn't have been longing at all with that eight. And yeah, yesterday, if you saw that red daily dot and you're just a little swing trader, daily trader, you don't sit there and stare at the charts all day kind of thing. You just buy and let go. Would have been great short to take yesterday. Could still be a good short to take today. Um, Definitely, I'm going to be writing the 1 minute charts on eight probably today. Um, Mana is also down. AVAX down 5%. AVAX, dude, is like I am. So okay, I guess my question is for Peeps is like,
Oh, nice
what
long
level
downhill slope.
what level one tokens aren't going to recover from this bear market? You know, which level one tokens are just going to never come back?
Well,
That's the
I'm not
question.
going to comment on that
I
one.
you're not even going to throw in some. I don't know,
I don't
man,
have
but
any
I
speculation
have an
on that one.
extinction. I have an endangered
Yeah, I know you
species
do.
list or an
Oh,
endangered
trust
token
me,
list
I
of like
know.
tokens that have the least chance of coming back kind of deal. Um and yeah, I mean a lot of them are on it now. I gotta say, a lot of them are on it. And it does remind me a lot of 2018, the difference between my trading now versus then is that I actually trade now. Then I just bought and hold, right? I just held on just a bunch. I diversified in a bunch of shit tokens. And I think the only one that lasted, the only two that lasted was Cardano and ETH. The other ones, everything else that I had money in went to nothing. Absolutely zero. Now, we could be seeing a purge similar to that. It is a different environment. There's probably more money invested into these tokens than a lot of the shit tokens back then. Um, but at the same time, I'm not, yeah, I learned I'm not holding, right? I just trade it. Trade it. I short it. I long it. I don't sit there and care what price it is. Okay. Why? Because the market maker doesn't care what price it is. The market maker chases liquidity. So
Yeah.
trade
I'll
with
just
that
say
in
the
mind.
only two coins I would tell anyone if like a family member, my mom came to me and wanted to buy crypto, I would say if you're gonna buy crypto, just buy Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Yeah, right now, I mean, yeah, if you're just gonna buy and hodl for
If for
several
those type of
years.
retail type investors that just want to get some crypto, yeah,
Yeah.
why would I move them into these riskier blockchains that have not been around for very long? These blockchains are for
I
people
know.
that are in the space, that are degens, that are builders, that are developers, that are, just like risk takers. These are all, this whole space is just for risk takers, really. So if you're not
Uh,
ready to risk it, don't get into the space, really.
right. And I mean, here on the daily for AVAX, we are so far extended from the 50 EMA. So I would, and we have vector candle zones up here. So there's parts of me and it's like, you know what? We could see higher prices, but at the same time, what do I want to see? A bullish divergence. That's right. You finished my sentence. You finished it. So I'm looking for lower prices. But look, we're gonna get this red wave, and then what if, like, in the next few days, we start actually trending up? We get an oversold signal. We see momentum going up, but prices are lower. That's what I'd want to see. That's what I want to see to start seeing AVAX kind of come up and take these vector candle zones and challenge the 50 MA, maybe the 200 EMA, and get it back up to one of these ranges. Um, but it's just doesn't look like it's going to happen today, right? Right. So you got to be patient for these things. If you're just looking for those long opportunities to buy the bottoms, just got to be patient. We aren't there yet, I don't think. Right. We're not there yet. We still have a lot of ways to go. All right. Any other tokens you want me to take a look at?
None on my list that you missed. At
All
least
right.
you hit most of the biggies.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't messed around with SHIB in a while. I guess, yeah. Look at that big extent.
Yeah.
Again, the daily chart, just huge extension from the 50 EMA. And like I always say, when you see price move away from the moving average, you expect price to return to it at some point or hang out in an area and wait for the 50 EMA to kind of come down. So, um, yeah, it's not looking too hot, you know what I mean? Um, yeah. So anyways, I'm getting my shorts on today. That's all I'm saying.
Me too. I'm putting my shorts on. I'm gonna
It's
go
it's
out again and
cloudy,
not look
it's
at my
rainy,
portfolio.
and I'm wearing flip-flops and shorts.